This week on the Retirement Quick Tips podcast, I'm breaking down the 401k and retirement plan changes coming for 2025. Today, I'm talking about everyone's favorite topic, Donald J. Trump, and what the new administration means for retirement savings plans and planning decisions that you might want to consider in 2025. In short, taxes are likely to remain low relative to historical norms, at least at the federal level for the next few years, possibly longer. So the sweeping changes that happen to deductions and depreciation and tax credits and all kinds of things affecting both individuals, families, and businesses, all of that with the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act of 2017, that was actually scheduled to sunset in 2025 unless Congress acted and renewed it or, re-upped it. But now you have Republicans that control both Congress and you have Trump in the White House. It is a near certainty that these tax cuts will be extended and maybe even expanded further. Now, lower taxes helps to make a strong case for Roth contributions. If you have access to a Roth in your 401k, which most of you do now, if you have a 401k, you probably can save in a Roth regardless of your income. This is a very commonly misunderstood point, and so I need to repeat it, which is it doesn't matter what your income is. You can max out your 401k contributions via a Roth if your plan has that option to do the Roth. Again, regardless of income. You can make Elon Musk money and still contribute to a Roth inside of the 401k. So if you have access, you really want to consider making Roth contributions regardless of your income. Now, retirement planning guru Ed Slott, he recently hit this point home saying, quote, tax brackets are still relatively low and likely to increase in future years. He called it a sale on taxes. So utilizing a Roth and foregoing the tax deduction now makes a lot of sense when taxes are low because you can get more money into your Roth in years when you won't benefit from the tax deduction as much. Again, because taxes are lower. If taxes were a lot higher, especially at the federal level, and you were in a higher tax bracket because your income is higher, then you can make an argument that, well, I want to take the deduction now and also be subject to tax down the road. But the beauty of the Roth is that you don't have to worry about future taxes on that money. This is especially important for those of you who are close to retirement because it is a rare bird for someone to have a meaningful amount of their retirement nest egg in Roth dollars. At the top, I usually see maybe 25 to 30% of someone's nest egg in Roth dollars. It's rare that I see it exceed that. And so for most of you listening, you do not have enough money in your Roth compared to your traditional IRA or traditional 401k pre-tax accounts that will be subject to taxes and required minimum distributions down the road. They're also a very inefficient way to pass wealth to your heirs, especially when you compare that to taxable accounts, like just regular old brokerage accounts, and then Roth accounts as well. So making Roth contributions to your 401k is also more palatable than making conversions later on because you avoid writing those big checks to the IRS like you do when you convert IRA or regular pre-tax 401k dollars to a Roth later. The other reason to make Roth contributions now is that if you wait until your income is lower in retirement to start moving money to your Roth via conversions, we don't know what tax rates are going to look like down the road. Tax rates could be higher at that time. They're likely heading higher. Just if you look at where they are now relative to historical norms, it's a likelihood. It's a high likelihood that right now you're in this low tax environment. And so taking advantage of that by foregoing the tax deduction and making more Roth contributions, I think makes a lot of sense. And I think you could be missing an opportunity if you kick that Roth can down the road. You don't make Roth contributions if you can. And you say, well, I'll just make conversions later. Trust me, you're not going to want to write those big checks to Uncle Sam on making those conversions later on. It's not palatable. I have clients where it makes sense for them to do it on paper and they do not do it because they cannot stand the thought of paying all that extra money in taxes down the road. So it's much easier to do contributions via Roth 401k than it is to do conversions to a Roth down the road. I'm telling you from experience, take me at my word. I cannot emphasize this enough. All right. That's it for today. Thank you so much for listening. My name is Ashley Michike, and this is the Retirement Quick Tips Podcast.